Good morning, everybody. How you doing? Everybody awake? 7:15. Okay. I hope that your minds and your hearts are open to what we have to talk about today. It's a very, very important issue. I'm sure you've had plenty of seminars or speakers about bullying before, but what we do is really unique. This is about you guys actually taking ownership in quality of life for school. You guys hear me okay on this thing? Should I just do it without this? No, it sounds better. Use the mic? Okay. All right. So my name is Mike Cotillo. I'm the founder of Athletes Against Bullying. And just to give you a little background about what I'm about. I've been a counselor, a coach, a mentor, anti-bullying specialist, which all schools have to have now, and worked with kids all my life. And I've worked in charter schools, alternative schools, I've worked in public schools as yours, the youth detention centers. Unfortunately, I've had to do some consulting there. And the one thing that I've noticed through all of those is that there's always been an anti-bullying program in place, but unfortunately, I don't think it's ever been too effective. And the conclusion I've come to, through all the different things that I've done and the different schools I've worked at, is the reason why it hasn't been that effective is because, and no knock to administration, teachers, or counselors, it hasn't been effective because it hasn't really been connected to the kids. So what Athletes and Bullying is all about is having you guys connect, step up, step in for your classmates, and make a difference. Okay. So what do we do? There's two major components to what we do here. It's called intervention and inclusion. Peer intervention and peer inclusion. The key word is peer. It's about you guys stepping up for your classmates, stepping up for the general student population, and making a difference. So what's peer intervention mean? It basically means that you literally physically step up when you see somebody being bullied. We don't want you to actually physically get into an incident, but to guide them safely away from the situation. And then peer inclusion. It's a little trickier. It basically means after you have done physical intervention, you include them. You don't just leave them out there. Now listen, this is a powerful statistic. I'm not going to throw a lot of stats at you, okay? But over 60% of bullying stops when a peer intervenes on another student's behalf. So what does that mean? More than half the time when one of you student leaders actually makes a difference and steps in on another one of your classmates' behalf, the bullying stops. That's really powerful, guys. That's powerful. I don't see that making that much of a difference when sometimes well-meaning teachers, counselors, administrators that work as a counselor in schools, as I said, doesn't seem to make it better. Sometimes it makes it worse. I'm not saying it's not important to report bullying, it is. But when you guys step up and step in for your own classmates, the bullying typically stops. And peer inclusions, like I said, studies have shown the teenage suicide rate drastically is reduced when kids are included in part of a group. So basically, all it is peer intervention. You step up and step in, and peer inclusion. If you save somebody's life, you wouldn't just leave them out there, would you? You try to include them in. So it's all well and good for you to step up and stop bullying. It's also important that you just don't leave them out there. Include them in your group. Why we're here. And this is powerful stuff, guys, really powerful. Here's the facts, and it's hard to hear, but we change lives and you can save lives through thinking about what goes on here. You know, teenage bullying leads to suicide. It's one of the leading contributors to suicide. Kids stop coming to school. School truancy, one of the leading reasons for it is because kids, every day is hell for them. If things are going good for you, that's great. And that the reason why Athletes Against Bullying is geared toward you guys is because you can step up and make a difference to the kids that support you. Come to your games, your classmates. Step up for them, they're supporting you, okay? Substance abuse. Kids are self-medicating. I'm not talking about kids partying a little bit on the side, any of that. I'm talking about kids taking drugs so hard, drinking so hard, because they're trying to self-medicate. You know what that term means, guys? When you're trying to subdue the pain through substances, okay? Through substance abuse. Obviously, it shouldn't surprise any of you that kids that are constantly bullied are diagnosed with clinical depression. They're seriously depressed all the time. Low self-esteem, well, that's common sense. Obviously, low self-esteem made a lot of these kids vulnerable in the first place. And after being bullied and put upon, their self-esteem is crushed, not just in high school, but moving forward. So this is serious business, what we're talking about here. Bullying is real, bullying ruins lives, and in my opinion, in my foundation's opinion, Athletes Against Bullying makes a difference because of who you are, the position you have. Let me tell you something, people look up to you. You're gifted in a lot of ways, you have a lot that you've been blessed for. You have to pass that along. So as I said, these are just some of the side effects of what happens when people are bullied. Now I'm going to show you a quick video by a recording artist called Uncle Adams, who had a pretty good career going on. He's a Canadian artist, R&B, hip-hop, rap, that type of thing. And he kind of put his career on ice because he wanted to work with kids. So check this video out. It kind of gives you a feel. It's geared to the video, some younger kids, freshman, middle school, but it's the same deal. So check it out. It's a short video, and you'll get a feel for what we're all about and what the effect of bullying is on kids. So check this out, we'll talk about it in a minute.
Need to listen in. Maybe you should give your kid a little discipline instead of letting him act so inconsiderate. You say you're not the problem, the school system is. Well, picture this, yeah, sick as it is. There's a whole lot of kids who do not want to live, searching up and down the halls for a Ritalin fix, not knowing how upset the vice principal gets when he gets another call from another troubled mom, crying on the phone, saying that his son sobs, asking himself what he did to deserve this, just because he looks a little different on the surface. Maybe it's the way he acts or the crazy fact that his dad passed away last May from a heart attack. He already feels alone and confused, and to top it off, he goes to school and gets abused. I am smarter, I am stronger, I will take it no longer. I have feelings, I'm a person, I will live life with purpose. I am smarter, I am stronger, I will take it no longer. I have feelings, I'm a person, I will live life with purpose. There was a girl who wore a lot of makeup. Every weekend her parents used to break up. Strange people coming through the house that would take stuff. She felt ashamed every day from the waist up. She covered up with cover up to try and hide, and sat alone every single day at lunchtime. Then came the rumors, whispers and gossip. She was too bothered to focus on topics. Grades started dropping, running out of options. Kids said she was better off in a coffin. She started to believe thoughts evil as these, struggling for a reason to breathe. One night someone put a picture on Facebook of a cow. It said, "This is how Shay looks." She read it with the tears streaming down her cheek. Then she went to sleep permanently. She drank bleach. I am smarter, I am stronger, I will take it no longer. I have feelings, I'm a person, I will live life with purpose. I am smarter, I am stronger, I will take it no longer. I have feelings, I'm a person, I will live life with purpose. That I wrote in this song and use Use them as the strength that you hold in your palm. When you see a fellow classmate treated in a bad way, stand up for him and support him like a back brace. No sad face, opposite emoticon. I know it's tough, but you gotta keep holding on. You feel like you wanna burst like a soda pop. He wasn't raised right, he doesn't know to stop. Part of growing up is treating folks with respect. It's not a talent to speak with a vile dialect. I'm not saying I'm perfect, there's things I regret, but I can do good with all the time I have left. I speak the truth, and I believe in you. If you're not willing to change, get up and leave the room. I gave you a chance, take your evil demons too. But as you walk away, this is what we say to you. I am smarter, I am stronger, I will take it no longer. I have feelings, I'm a person, I will live life with purpose. I am smarter, I am stronger, I will take it no longer. I have feelings, I'm a person, I will live life with purpose.
There's different ways to communicate, right? So basically, I have a lot of respect for what this artist did. As I said, he put his career kind of on hold because he had always worked with kids, and he feels that one of the best ways to communicate is through music. We can all relate to that. If you ever want to check them out, his name's Uncle Adams. I'm sure you can Google them or whatever. All right, listen, here's the basic types of bullying. You know what they are: physical, verbal, social isolation. All right. Physical bullying. That's obvious, man. You can't even say that you don't know what it looks like. You know when you see some kid get pushed around in a hallway. Some young lady, maybe somebody tearing in her clothes or her hair or whatever. It's right there, it's right in front of you, you can see it. This is when, you got two steps, right? Athletes Against Bullying is about A, peer intervention, you stepping in, stepping up, and peer inclusion. So I'm not trying to in any way, and you're all athletes, so you know, a lot of you alpha dogs, you're aggressive, you want to do your thing. I'm not saying that you should physically ever confront somebody, but if you see a kid that is under physical duress, there's a way to step in and just guide them away from the incident. You understand what I'm trying to say? You don't have to get to the level of the bully, and we don't want you to inflict physical violence. We just want you to kind of separate and safely guide a person away from it. All right? Second, verbal. All right. Sorry, I'm starting to get used to this thing. Close it is. On the verbal, you know, people are going to hurl insults, say horrible things. You know, this whole thing that our parents told us, most of the cliches are true, but one that I know for a fact isn't true, about, you know, sticks and stones break my bones, but words can never hurt me. You all think that's true? Do you think it's true? Because I don't think it's true. I think words can do an incredible amount of damage, a lot of damage. I think people have been more hurt throughout their lives. Nobody wants to physically be assaulted, but if you're, you know, if people are hurling insults at you and making demeaning comments and what have you, that hurts. So never think for a second that verbal insult, slander doesn't hurt people. It does, it's for real. And once again, you don't get to the bully's level, you step up and say, you wanna know what? It's a simple expression, just like interceding physically. You walk up, you see somebody get pushing around, you're in the cafeteria, you guys walk to lunch, you're lucky here, and you hear somebody, something bad being said, you just step up and say, you know what, that's not cool. There's nothing cool about it. If you think you're making yourself look good by saying horrible things, horrific things about this guy, this girl, you think you look good by pushing somebody around, you don't. And you're in position as student athletes. That's why our focus at Athletes Against Bullying is looking for leaders, looking for real leaders, okay? Who show your strength on the field, you can show it amongst your classmates. And you just look at the bully and say, you know what? That's not cool, man. Nobody here thinks this is cool. You're not impressing anybody. And the nature of a bully is what? They're a coward. They're typically coward. Now, I mean, some of them, you know, unfortunately, they bully because they come from a bad situation. But it's up to you to straighten them up. Because you know what a coward doesn't like? They don't like resistance. So they look at one of you all and they go, you know what? Hey, wait a second. So-and-so is stepping up for this kid. Maybe we need to just back off because they don't want an issue. They don't want to deal with it. They want the path of least resistance. They're going to go try to find some other poor soul that they can mess with that doesn't have a friend like you. That's what this is all about. They need friends like you. Student athletes, student leaders that are willing to step up and watch it stop. Watch the bullying stop. Social media, my goodness. My goodness. This is your generation. This is incredible. This is, you know, it can be used for so much good. And you all know about it, right? Twitter, Ask FM, Instagram, Facebook. What's some other social media? Is it anything besides that I left off here that you guys use? Whatever. I think this is basically it. People go on there now. See, back in the old days, back in the day, if somebody got bullied, it was a horrible, horrible thing that happened to them, but it was only seen by a couple people. And why it's humiliating, demeaning to be bullied physically, verbally, whatever, it would be over. Nowadays, it could live on forever. You got kids recording, kids getting beaten down. I know you've seen it. Or kids being humiliated. And then it goes on the internet. It goes on social media. And it lives on forever. And if it's unfortunate enough, the dark side of human nature is people watch it and it could go viral. Now they've got to live with that forever. Once again, how do you deal with it? Just like physical and just like verbal, you can step. I don't want you to go on there and defend people and start screaming back at the bully. Don't lower yourself to that level. Basically say, it's an old expression, you use it forever. It's not cool. You think he's making yourself look good? You really think he's making yourself look good? Stop it. Isolation. This is heartbreaking. This may be the worst one. And this is the one form of bullying that gets the least amount of attention. In all my years, over 20 years of counseling and coaching, when a kid says to me, I don't feel like I matter. I feel like I'm invisible. That's heartbreaking, man. That breaks my heart. That should break your heart. This boy or girl, as crazy as it sounds, dysfunctional as it sounds, would almost rather that somebody inflicted one of those other types of bullying on them, because then at least they know. I had a kid say to me, a kid was said to me, I said, how are you being bullied? People saying mean things to you, smacking you around. My kid said, I wish nobody even knows I exist. You see, you're blessed, you're fortunate as athletes. You've got your football family, you got your wrestling family, your field hockey family, your soccer family, your wrestling family. You're a family, and I know good coaches encourage you guys to look out for each other. I know the coaches here, the kids here are great. This school in general is different than most that I have ever been connected with, because there's a real feeling of spirit here. I'm proud that my kids go here. But in a lot of schools, in a lot of situations, kids have nobody. These kids are out there. I know you're looking out for your classmates, aren't you? You know, when you're not on the practice field or at a game. I know you wouldn't stand by and let one of your classmates be kicked around the hallways, would you? Would you? Oh, fellas, step up, ladies, would you? All right, okay. So then don't let somebody treat one of your classmates badly just because they're not involved in sports. Because those kids are supporting you, especially in a school like South, where the spirit is off the charts. The spirit is off the charts at South. Give yourselves a hand. This is a good school. This is a good school. You all have each other's backs, and I respect you all for it. That's showing love. That's showing love for each other. But you want to know what? Just like you would expect to step up for your class, for your teammates, step up for your classmates. Step up for them. Make them feel everybody counts. There's nothing sadder, as I said, than a kid that wakes up in the morning and says, why should I even go to school? I don't count. I don't count. Nobody would even know if I showed up today. Nobody would even care if I showed up today. You want to know what? That's not just sad and heartbreaking, that's dangerous. Because when kids start to think that they don't matter, that they don't have a place in life, that they don't have a little crew that they're connected to, a team they're connected to, a club they're connected to, they're vulnerable to hurting themselves or even worse. I think you know what I'm talking about. So please, guys, think about this. Everyone counts, everybody matters. Look at this little guy. Well, my wife liked this because he's cute. He's kind of cute. Basically, he's saying, if you're going to bully or insult my friend, you have to deal with me. So why don't you just be nice? Have you ever found yourself saying that to people? It takes so much effort to be a mean guy or a vicious girl. Doesn't it take more effort to be mean than it does to be nice? Be kind. So I basically want you to use your position here at the school to reach out through intervention and inclusion. What's that mean again? Intervention. Physically, step in, step out, put your arm around somebody. It could be something as simple as just saying, hey, how you doing? How are you? Walking down the hallway. Include them. Hey, you want to come to lunch with me? Now, I'm not saying that they got to be part of your Friday, Saturday night crew that you go out with. I understand that. But sometimes a simple gesture of kindness, a simple act of inclusion, you could make a huge difference in somebody's life. A huge difference. I know you can do it. I know the spirit of the school. Any school can get it done, it's the school. All right, so intervene and include. Be a personal mentor. Take somebody in. Take somebody into your group. You're fortunate to have a group, you have a family, you have a solid situation. Share that vision. Invite them into your group. Okay, now this next video is a very, very powerful video. It's something very close to my heart as a guy who coached football and baseball. That Russ Kids made when you decide to make a difference and step in for somebody. We've gone through hundreds of videos when we put our foundation together. And we picked this one because I think sometimes I stand up here and talk to you kids and you're like, oh, come on, man, another presentation. Is this really going to make a difference? Well, I want you to watch this powerful video. And after you're done viewing this video, if you can honestly say, I can't make a difference as a student athlete, as a leader in the school, but then you got to do some soul searching. So check this video out. It's only 2 minutes. Please pay attention and we'll talk about it. Check it out.
1, 2, 3, 4, family!
This story starts with high school hierarchy, the kind where kids like Carson Jones and Tucker Workman lead the undefeated Queen Creek football team.
Senior year, everything pretty exciting. A rush, but then, it goes by fast, but it's fun.
While students like Shy Johnson just try to make it through the day.
They go throw trash at me.
They were throwing trash at you? How did that make you feel?
Mad.
The 16-year-old sophomore was born with a brain disorder, and bullies have always been a part of life. Until this year, when her mom called on a family friend for help. It was Carson, starting quarterback Carson.
I emailed Carson, told him that Shy was having some issues, was just wanting some names, and he took it a step further and went and gathered Shy up at lunch, and she's been eating lunch with him ever since.
From first hour through the end of the day, Shy's guys make it a point to look after her, and this group's newfound friendship has changed the game.
They've either like not bullied her anymore because I guess they seen her with us or something. And
they're modest about their small act, but to Shy, high school is a new world, a safe one. You say, my team, these are my boys, right?
Yeah.
And why is that?
Because they're save me, because I won't get hurt again.
All because a group of boys broke those silly social rules, and through it, earned a loyal friend.
It feels good to know that, we help someone else, because, we're doing good, everything for us is going well, but, someone else needs to feel good too.
They're not meaning, because all my boys love me so much.
Basically, the mother reached out to the school, and she reached out to the quarterback of the team, and it was a leader on the school, and she said, listen, get me some names, because they wanted to report this kid. Now, I'm not putting down typical anti-bullying protocol, all right? But it works, and sometimes it does have to be reported, guys, don't get me wrong. But in this case, this kid thought, he said, all mom wanted was for him to find out who was harassing, giving his daughter a hard time. And pretty sad, isn't it? The dark side of some people, some kids, if you harass a kid like this with all our challenges, but it happens. I know it don't happen here in South, but but anyway, what did he do? Did he go get the guy's name and report him? Did he, did that? No, he took it a step further, just like any of you girls or guys can do. He rounded up his crew, went and found this girl, and said, you know what? We're taking you in. And which part is that? He not only intervened, he physically went down and got her, he also used inclusion. Remember, peer intervention, peer inclusion. Step up, step in, take them in. And if you think any of the things I've been sharing with you from my heart today don't work, all you have to do is watch this video. You think this girl's life was changed? This girl got up every day, her life was hell. Now there's many kids, and maybe a few in this school, who are suffering in silence, that wish that one of you all who's been blessed with strength, with leadership, with speed, people are cheering for you. Okay? You know what? They wish someone like you would acknowledge them and you could make a difference. And the reason why I feel this video is so powerful is it illustrates in a real life way the difference that a student athlete can make, a leader in the school. So please consider that. Before the school year is over, I want you to be the difference. Each one reach one. If just each of you identified one kid and said, you know what? He may not even be severely bullied. Maybe they just ignored. He said, hey, you know what? Come on, walk with me to class. When class is over early and you finish your work and some teachers are cool about it and they go, you know what? I'd speak quietly amongst yourselves. We all have those classes, which one? And then everybody huddles up on one side of the room and there's 2 or 3 kids with one kid, even worse, by himself, say, come on in our conversation. I'm gonna come to lunch with us. And if you don't want to commit to that point, as I said before, what does it really take to give somebody a tap on the back as you walk down the hallway? Hey, how are you? Acknowledge them. All right? And then this is our motto. They said we should trademark it, but I've used it a long time because I believe in it. Be strong, be kind, keep an open mind. Think about that. I kind of like that it rhymes a little bit, kind of rolls together. Be strong, be kind, keep an open mind. Be strong for yourselves. I know as athletes and leaders, we don't have a problem being strong for ourselves. No one's messing with me. I'm standing up for myself. That's all well and good, but use that same strength that you've been blessed with to be strong for others as well. You see, guys, you don't really become a young man and a young lady until you do something for somebody else who can maybe never help you out. You'll know you've really started to grow up and become the person that you want to be, your parents want you to be, your coaches want you to be, when you step up and say, I'm going to do something for somebody else. High school years are famous for taking care of home, right? Take care of yourself. Or it's easy to take care of your girls or your guys. But when you step up for somebody else in a kind act, that the only reward is you growing, you all know that you've grown. That's part of being strong. Be kind. Kind is pretty self-explanatory, isn't it? Just be nice. Be nice to somebody who's going through a hard time. There's an old saying that says, be kind to everyone because you don't know what's going on in their life. Everyone's got their own battle. You may look at someone and say, their life is cool. No, you don't know. Maybe they lost their mom. Maybe they lost their dad. Maybe they don't feel smart. Maybe they haven't been included. Maybe they've got an illness. Maybe they've gone through horrible trauma abuse in their life. And now, other people are going to kick them around and get to school. Be kind. Your assumption should be that everybody's going through something in challenging life. And isn't it true we all have our own challenges? Even the most strongest amongst us. And keep an open mind. I want to tell you something, and it's a compliment, and I've said it to many people through the years. Every generation is famous for saying, oh, I don't know where this country's going to. I don't know where this world's going to, this generation. I don't believe that. I think you're the most special generation ever. And you're really fortunate and blessed because our country's changing, everybody. It's changing. You better have an open mind. You better have an open mind to race. You better have an open mind to different religion. You better have an open mind to different lifestyles. And guess what? The country's changing. And if you don't get on board and you don't have an open mind, you're going to be left behind. Okay? So keep an open mind, and I believe this generation's doing a great job of it. This is all part of anti-bullying. Be strong, be kind, keep an open mind. Okay, so time to wrap up. I just want to let you know, a lot of presentations, people come in, and maybe they touch your mind and heart, or maybe they don't. But in our case, we're a real foundation, a real nonprofit, okay? We're doing this because we care about kids. Kids have been a whole part of my entire adult life with my wife, and we started this foundation because we really do care about kids. So here's the deal. If you need us, you can contact us. Afterwards, I have some information. I have a couple wristbands up here for anyone who wants to start a club, get involved. Let us know. You can contact us directly. If you don't want to come up here, you just want to get out of here and get on with your day and start your holiday celebration, go to the counselor's office. We are leaving information with the counselor, either at the front desk. I think we'll work out the front desk, or the counselors. You don't even have to go in and talk to your counselors. Say, hey, that guy that was talking at Mike Cotillo from Athletes Against Bullying, I need his information. And you may need my information because, because hopefully I've reached you and you know of someone who's being bullied and you don't know how to go about it. I want to help somebody out. I want to help this girl out. I want to help this boy out. but I don't know how to do it. You can call me, my direct number, all right? I'm gonna leave literature, but more importantly than that, you can call my direct number and I will walk you through it, how to do that. You can start your own club here. South is big on clubs. Another thing I love about South. It's not just great in athletics, it's great in school participation and spirit. If you want to start a club, I will volunteer my time. I can't be here all the time, but I can get you set up. And maybe Principal Ricotta can assign a advisor or someone to that club. And here's how the club works. Maybe once every 2 weeks, twice a month, you meet. And as a group of concerned kids, who are concerned about more than themselves, as I said before, and you talk about kids that you think are having a hard time, and you assign yourself, I'm just giving you an overall sketch, I go into more detail with you later, and you say, you know what, this girl, she just moved here, she's not being treated real well, this boy's not being accepted, and hopefully you get a group of 10, 12, 20 kids, whatever it is, and you say, you know what, each one of us try to reach this kid. That's how the clubs look. And here's a statistic. Once again, if you don't think this is real, the statistics in the study show that schools with student-run anti-bullying clubs reduce bullying over 50%. So you know what? That provides a net. This does work. And of course, personal help. Today, on a very personal note, sometimes I just go with the assumption that you student athletes, leaders, I'm asking you to help others. Maybe you have a personal problem. Maybe you're being bullied, isolated, or something like that. This isn't the appropriate time to address it, but you can reach out to me through getting my information at counseling or getting it here. Remember, don't be afraid to go to counseling, get information if you need to talk to me. I'll walk you through it. And on a personal note, as I said, if you're going through some type of bullying situation, I can address it and I can refer it out or connect you with a counselor here at school. So basically, that's it, guys. I really appreciate the time, and I can tell you I've spoken in lots of different places, and I'm not surprised at all that South is the best. South is rocking. Give yourselves a hand, guys. You're all good people. I want you to have a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, good holidays, and look out for somebody besides yourself. Reach out and touch one.